I'm Zoe Cournia and I'm a researcher at the Biomedical Research Foundation of the Academy of Athens in Greece. Currently, my work is focused on computer modeling to study protein structure and function, and particularly proteins that are mutated and are implicated in cancer. I investigate mutated proteins in cancer and then design small molecules that can act as candidate drugs. This approach is much more efficient than the conventional chemotherapy because it can target specifically the cancer cells and leave the healthy cells of the organism unaffected. The challenge with my simulations is that every month we generate terabytes of data, and in my lab we don't have the capacity to store this data or in our national infrastructures. Another problem is that when I publish my research, I do not have access to open repositories that can store this data, and thus the research community cannot have access to my data, although I have it available. Another problem is that I don't have access to similar research to mine that is being published by other researchers, and thus many times I have to duplicate the research of other people in order to produce the dataset. EOSC can help me store my data, it can help me manage it, analyze it, and most importantly, to share it with other researchers. It can also help us to upload our web applications, make it available to the scientific community. Our web applications are with interest to the pharmaceutical industry, and at the moment they are located at different infrastructures. So with EOSC, they will all be at one unified repository where researchers from all over the world can access this software. Therefore, from the services that EOSC provides, I will mostly benefit from storage of data, management of data, analysis of the data, also discovery of other datasets that other users will upload, and of course, from the training. The benefits I will get from EOSC are manifold. First of all, I will be able to store my own data. I will be able to access data by other scientists, so I will not have to duplicate research. Then I will also be able to manage my data remotely. I will be able to process analysis tools within the infrastructure. Very important for me is that we will be able to upload our web applications in this infrastructure so that they can be accessed by scientists all over the world. So the main point is that EOSC will enable the reuse of data so that science will become open, data will be open, and this will impact the lives of citizens because we will be able to create more products more efficiently from the time and cost benefit. I believe that EOSC can boost research in Europe by enabling the handling of data and by federating current research infrastructures that are dispersed across disciplines but also across EU member states. It will also ensure global open science that will bring in a paradigm of new, transparent, data-driven research that has the potential to transform innovation for the benefit of the citizens. The challenge that we will be able to tackle by using EOSC is the fact that we generate enormous amount of data when we simulate the proteins that are mutated in cancer. After we do the simulations, we have the potential to analyze them and discover new candidate drugs. After that, we publish our research, but unfortunately, there are no open repositories that we can deposit these datasets so that other scientists can analyze the research. Many times, we also have to duplicate scientific results from other scientists because they are not available openly. In fact, the European Commission has reported that if we don't have open data that follow the FAIR principles, this will cost Europe 10 billion a year, so we cannot afford to lose this money. With EOSC, we will be able to access a virtual environment where all the datasets will be open, the scientists will have access to global research results, and research will become reproducible and open to everyone. I'm very fortunate to be part of NIFOS Europe, which is a European Commission-funded project which aims to include national open science cloud initiatives into EOSC from 15 member states of Europe, as well as associated countries. In particular, in life sciences, we have identified 11 use cases that will be included into EOSC, and these cases range from medical applications like imaging to bioinformatics, as well to computer-aided drug design. My lab in particular will be porting 5 applications with interest to the pharmaceutical industry, in computer-aided drug design in particular. We will be automating processes such as mining drug candidate molecules. We will also optimize the procedure for lead optimization of candidate drugs, enable the automatic parameterization of drug-like molecules, and also produce nanoparticles for drug delivery systems in computer simulations, of course, as well as other projects that we are going to upload. Other communities can certainly benefit also from EOSC, apart from life sciences, and it's virtually everything that you can think of, from computational chemistry to environment to linguistics to computational medicine, computational physics, energy. So basically every field of research comes with simulation, and I think that all areas of research that deal with simulation will be able to benefit directly from the EOSC infrastructure. I am very fortunate to be part of NIFOS Europe, a European Commission-funded project which aims to include national open science cloud initiatives from 15 EU member states and associated countries to EOSC. In life sciences, we have identified 11 use cases that will be porting their services into EOSC, with different applications ranging from medical visualization to bioinformatics tool and computer-aided drug design. My lab will be porting 5 different applications for pharmaceutical research to automate processes in computer-aided drug design, such as in lead optimization processes for effectively mining chemical compounds, to automate the parameterization of drug-like molecules, and to construct nanoparticles for drug delivery systems for simulations. Other communities can certainly benefit from porting their services into EOSC. Virtually every science application, every area that you can imagine can port their services into EOSC, provided that they use digital technologies. For example, in climate, environment simulations, computational physics, astronomy, computational fluid dynamics, computational medicine, and literally everything that you can imagine. The advent of big data that we currently have access to, such as, for example, in the human genome decoding, brought about advancements in high-performance computing to process this data, but also in software, such as in artificial intelligence and machine learning. In my opinion, high-performance data analytics will be dominating research in the next 20 years, and EOSC will play a crucial role into analyzing this data, sharing the data, and enabling new scientific discoveries through the reuse of scientific datasets. At the same time, access policies will need to be modified to enable scientific as well as industrial users to access the infrastructure, but also we need, of course, rules to protect sensitive data, such as medical data. Open science is the practice where scientific outputs are reused and shared among researchers of course under specific terms of use, in order to maximize the impact of science. With open science, we will be able to share our datasets and also to discover datasets by other groups, and this will enable us to use this data without duplicating the effort. Open science can make scientific outputs available to the general public, but most importantly, it can accelerate the production of new products into the market that will benefit the lives of citizens, such as personalized medicine. EOSC is the first project towards the vision of the European Commission to have a trusted environment to perform open science. Scientists can discover datasets and resources through the e-infrastructure that EOSC offers. They can also store data, they can manage, and they can analyze their data remotely. Service providers can upload their web applications and they can share it to a wider community. They can also measure statistics of their user base, and they can also have a free online platform where they will be able to offer their services, and also this service will be available through login credentials that they can monitor from one unified platform that is EOSC. EOSC should function as a cloud that is open to all researchers with a user-friendly environment for data sharing and data reuse. At the same time, it should be a trusted environment for sharing and analyzing data from all publicly funded research, and this comes with rules of participation, security, and governance.